How's it going, fellas? Fez here, and we're back with another My Career review. I've done my team and game reviews in previous videos, so if you want to check those ones out, they'll be somewhere on the channel. And let's get into it. So pretty much basically, the My Career is my favourite part of 2K series. The story of taking an up-and-coming player through a competition, through the NBA, and actually doing the trials and tribulations of an NBA player. And there was cutscenes, it was detailed, it was everything that you wanted in a career mode. It was the standalone best career mode in sports. But is it even better than other 2K games career modes? And in my opinion, it's not. It really does lack character, if that makes sense. It's boring. The career mode is honestly boring, and I'm going to be talking over the next few minutes about the career mode. The first thing I want to talk about is just the story, and how many times are we going to have the same story? We're going to, well, now they've added college, but you play your college, you go into your draft, you play a few NBA games, you sign a shoe deal, and you get an agent, and it's the same shit every year. But even this year, it's boring. They don't really emphasize anything. They just go through the motions. They pretty much have cutscenes in a story just to have one. There's no real innovation in the story. It's just the same shit. They learnt from the first few 2Ks where we had to always go into the draft, so they made a story where you didn't go into the draft. You didn't make the draft, so it actually changed the story. How about emphasizing a bit of My Park into the start? You know, having a college player get just before the draft, and then all of a sudden he gets a horrible injury and has to leave the game for 2 years and then come back, and he comes back through the street ball, through My Park, and then actually earns a contract through My Park and incorporates some different things into My Career. It's just the same shit year after year. It doesn't, even the cutscenes, they're no different. It's just different people. You still like the shoes. Oh, how many years can we choose between Nike and Jordan? Every fucking year is the same shit. Another thing that really pisses me off about the story is just there's no decisions to be made. There's a big question to be asked for college players, and that should be, do I go into the NBA after my first year of college? Why can't we get a decision to do that? Why does the cutscenes hold our hands now? We should have to make decisions by our basketball and our choices on how the story goes, like it is in the other one. I shouldn't be I got drafted drafted 6th overall, but yet I got chosen for the Team USA for the best college player. Why isn't Ben Simmons there? You know, they just do stupid shit and they just hold your hand just for the sake of it. And the story in there, they say that this is a big RPG. This is not an RPG. There is no role-playing whatsoever other than answering a few messages, and I'll get into that a little bit later, but it's just stupid. There is no RPG elements in this game, but yet they tried to market it as a massive RPG. It just doesn't make sense. The next thing I want to talk about is just the off-court interactions that you have with your player and your team and things like that. And be prepared to train, guys. Training is essential in this. You will have to train not more than you play, but a fair chunk of this game will be training. There is a few different types of training, which is good. It doesn't become repetitive too quickly, but it will become a nuisance once you've played, 6 months into the first season or the second season. It's gonna get very repetitive very quickly. And that's the same with the messaging system. All this stuff is good for the first few times that you play, but they're not in depth enough to carry the mode for as long as that the players want these features to carry the mode for. The messaging system, I've played 6 games or something, 7 games, and they're already starting to repeat. You can't do these features if you don't have enough content to fill the feature. And the off-the-court stuff feels like a hollow feature. It just feels like it's there just for the sake of being there, to say it's a grind, but it's really not. It's just really doing the same shit over and over again for minimum reward, and That's not a good way to have a career mode in any form of game, let alone a massive sports RPG. The last thing I want to talk about is just the attribute and the badge system, and I'll just say this, guys, if you're a park player that jumps around like a fish and does all that, that's the reason why the Mycareer attribute system is the way it is. Look, I don't want to be a role player, I want to be the best. It comes at a price. Look, online modes and single player mode should not be combined. We've found that in many games over years, and it just should not happen. How haven't 2K realized this? Just because you have a offline mode attribute system doesn't mean it should be the same system. They only want that is because they have a system there that's pay to win. That's the only reason why they're not going to change it. It's filled with pay to win just for park players, and it's really ruined the Mycareer attribute system. You can only get a ranked 85 overall player for Mycareer. It's bots. Like, it doesn't matter if we cheese bots. Let us do what we want against bots. Let's do 360 dunks, and I don't even care, even a somersault dunk. It's bots. It doesn't have to be balanced against bots. We just want to have fun. We want to destroy people, score 100 points and things like that. We don't want to be a role player. Don't get me wrong, the system isn't bad for online game modes, but for offline game modes, the system is pathetic. It really is. You shouldn't be punished for people that play online and cheese online for an offline mode. Like, it's really bad how stupid they are. Like, yeah, Mycareer fans have really been let down in this year's game. It really sucks for them, because I love Mycareer. It's a game mode that I can just whack on, and I enjoy just going through the season. The first season is always the best when it's filled with cutscenes and shit like that. It really makes it fun. But this one isn't. To be honest, guys, it's really not fun at all. And is it really worth the grind? Probably not. That's the honest truth. If you're a fan of the Mycareer series and you just like going through the games and playing as a single guy and things like that, yeah, it's good, but it's gonna get very repetitive very quickly, and that's the big problem. Yeah, the games get repetitive, I understand that, but the stuff off the court, when you build your whole game mode around these features, and the features don't even have the depth to hold the mode up, what was the point of bringing in these features? Just stick to what you know. Stick to cutscenes, a normal campaign, like just a standard campaign, and it's becoming terrible, to be honest. The last two Mycareers have been piss poor, and that's the honest truth. You know, it's getting to a point now where they've either just got to get rid of the mode or do something different. Like, it's the same with all the modes. Like, there's pretty much just visual upgrades. There's not really a lot of upgrades that actually affect the game. It's just visual. Oh yeah, there's bells and whistles and explosions going on, but it's still just 2K. You know, it's still just the same road to playoffs and Mycareer that you do the same thing every year, and my park's probably exactly the same. I haven't played that yet. It'll be exactly the same. It's just pretty much all cosmetics. The game pretty much only improves cosmetically and a little bit gameplay wise. Everything else is pretty much a disappointment. The rewards in my team are good, but pretty much everything else is pretty lackluster in my opinion. Anyway guys, I've talked and raved long enough. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.